Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships. And in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at Stalingrad in 2024. And there is going to be a coupon that is coming up, and I'm quite sure that you might want to invest that on one of the steel ships. And I think the Stalingrad is also one of the nominees, I would say, for getting that ship. There are obviously a lot other steel ships out there, like for example the G. Hoffman, the Chikuma 2, maybe a couple of other ships like Shinano. But in this case, I want to talk about Stalingrad. If you're really looking forward to that ship, is it really worth it for a cruiser in 2024? Well, the answer is pretty simple for me. Yes, Stalingrad is still one of the most amazing ships out there to play, just because of the guns. The guns are still some of the most powerful guns that I have ever played on a cruiser hull. Those guns are amazing. I mean, you are having these battleship 305mm guns that are unlike anything in the game still in 2024. I mean, Stalingrad was released in what, 2018? And at that time it used to be completely brokenly overpowered. Like, there's never used to be the ships like, for example, the Wisconsin accurate guns battleships, or for example the Satsuma, or maybe the Bungo, that having a high precision spotter plane that can just pop up that spotter plane and can just deal significant damage to the superstructure of Stalingrad or any other superstructure, regardless if it's a battleship or a cruiser. But still, the guns are still some of the best in this entire game. I mean, these guns having the penetration of a battleship. I mean, if we just simply compare the penetration numbers, it's better than Petropavlovsk. Petropavlovsk is a Tech 3 cruiser that always gets compared with Stalingrad. You can always say that the Petro is very tanky, and I kind of agree with that. I mean, the Stalingrad is not tankier than Petro, without a shadow of doubt. In fact, Stalingrad under bowing situations is going to be way worse than Petro. The hull is pretty squishy, like it has 25mm bow and side armor. It has really big superstructure that can be easily formed by Vermonts, or maybe the Satsuma, Bungo, Wisconsin. The accurate battleships out there are going to make your life hell, honestly. So it's gonna be pretty tough. Your fire duration is 60 seconds, which was never used to be like, and with the commander skill rework, they also have removed the fire prevention skill that you can typically use on Stalingrad, resulting in this. Like, I just used the DCP on a fire, which is pretty bad, 60 seconds of fire, and you don't have access to super heal still. Kind of makes Stalingrad life hard, even though, pretty funny enough, the Petro somehow managed to get Citadel by hitting on my funnel. Petro things, obviously, but still, it does not happen like at all. He's just got lucky. But as you can see here, I shot the guns on Napoli, and resulting his HP gone down to like more than 20k HP in just a single salvo. This is something that you can only do on Stalingrad, not even in Petro. Like Petro, maybe if he gets Citadels, at least if I get Citadels on the Napoli, maybe. Otherwise, Stalingrad is gonna be doing more raw damage. The penetration and the alpha damage of the Stalingrad guns is still unrivaled. Petro, obviously, just like I said, a lot much more tankier, but the guns of Stalingrad having improved, ricochet angles, slightly better ricochet angles than Petro even though it's still having the reduced arming threshold, and also for 220mm guns having insane penetration. But still, as you can see that I got a rough start. The Petro got Citadel, very lucky, even though I was angled. But you have to play like this in Stalingrad. I mean, if you are really thinking of playing Stalingrad, maybe bowing in, then this ship is not going to be for you, because this ship is going to be suffering so hard. As you can see here, I haven't even talked about the 2.65 Sigma with battlecruiser dispersion that Stalingrad has. This is still making the guns absolutely crazy accurate. As you can see here, I only get 3 shells on the Libertad before, and I got 9000 alpha on that guy. That is pretty powerful. And now here you can see here that the Petro is also very vulnerable to the Stalingrad guns. The accuracy 2.65 Sigma always means that the shells grouping is going to be pretty tight. And here you can clearly see that I just chunked him for 20k damage. Basically almost death strike him. I mean, I won't say that I got a death strike, but it is still really good. So the way to play Stalingrad is gonna be like this in 2024 standards. Because I'm playing in ranked battles, obviously there is going to be a huge spam of Libertards, and even the Columbos are extremely powerful against Stalingrads out there, so you have to play in kiting position. If you are in bow-in position, the Libertard secondaries are so devastating against Stalingrad. You will not only going to get melted, in fact every cruiser right now, even the Petro, is getting melted by Libertad's secondaries, because they are really broken in so many aspects that I don't want to even talk about it. They are really powerful. Somehow we managed to get a Libertad, and you can see that the guns are extremely powerful. The versatility, the AP is really strong. You can see here you have like almost 10k alpha damage. The shell velocity is still one of the best. Like the shell, flight time is also crazy. Like for these guns, they have literally no air drag, and you have reduced arming threshold, which means that, and even that AP pan angles that you also get on Stalingrad means that those cruisers, like for example the Minotaur, the Brisbane, and the Smolensk, those typical cruisers that you might see in the ranked battles, are going to be extremely vulnerable. And because of the overmatch that 305mm guns always provide, which unlike Petro, which he can't do so, he's gonna have a bit of a rough time if they get angled, even though Petro is, just like I said many times, very tankier. But you cannot get these sort of damage in Petro, but only in Stalingrad. At all ranges it's gonna be pretty good. I mean, even if you have legendary mod Petro, I mean, maybe at 13-14 kilometers you will be started to see a bit more accurate guns compared to Stalingrad, but at long ranges Stalingrad is still gonna be a lot much more powerful. And just like I said, the bow and the stern is gonna be a lot much more bigger, and we cannot able to forget about the radar. Radar compared to Petro is also way better, and look at that, man. These guns are filthy. Like, he showed slight bit of a broadside, and Napoli got punished. He thought that he will smoke him and survive. That didn't happen. The guns are pretty juicy and spicy. Even if he's like bowing in, all I have to do is like slightly angle there, and even though the sap does hurt of the Napoli, the secondaries are flying all over the place, but it's just a matter of time. I just need to keep myself angled, and the AP angles that Stalingrad gets, and the funny thing, which is Kuznetsov, it's honestly a game changer for Stalingrad. I have survived so many of the fires and so many of the salvos even, and even some of the damage that destroyers are pumping out from the guns. Stalingrad with Kuznetsov is an absolute must. I mean, you need that thing, otherwise it's going to be pretty difficult. And as you can see here, that the game is still kinda in a weird situation, but you can see here, if you're able to just put yourself in a kiting position, you will be pretty okay. It's not going to be that bad, right? As you can see here, I got some over penetration on that Vampire 2, and did pretty decent damage in just like 10 minutes. Almost got up to 150k damage and 3 kills. And that shows what Stalingrad is still really capable of, honestly. So yeah, that's the thing that I still love about the Stalingrad. Now compared to Moscow, it is way better in terms of the gun performance. It is better in gun performance even compared to Petro. It is better than some of the battleships in this game. Like for example, in the case of Burgon has 380mm guns, but the Stalingrad guns have almost a similar level of penetration as Burgon, which is crazy. You can even citadel battleships at medium to close ranges, especially like for example the Yamato's cheeks are extremely vulnerable at 10, 12, even 13, 14 kilometers. I mean, if you are having issues in Petro, getting citadels at around 10 to 12 kilometers or maybe 13, 14 kilometers, well, Stalingrad does deliver that citadel damage, because, well, you will eventually find out what I'm talking about. The AP pan angles, if you utilize them, well, they're going to be really difficult to, handle those guns, man. Those guns of Stalingrad are still some of the ridiculous guns that I have seen in this entire game. And since, well, Libertad has vulnerable booty and cheek. You can see here what I'm doing this to this poor guy. Somehow managing to get triple citadel on that guy. And even though they get 2 fires, all I have to do is to just get another accurate volley and get double citadel again. So yeah, and my HP is almost down to like 1000, but I got almost 200k damage. So that is crazy, right? The Stalingrad is still amazing, guys. It's really powerful. You have a radar that is better than Petro. I mean, if you fully build for it, you can get it up to like 26.4 seconds with the upgrade and captain skill. So it's pretty good, especially compared to Petro. Petro has like what? 20 seconds, barely 19.6, or I would say 20 second-ish of radar. But Stalingrad has better duration than radar, 12 kilometer range. The concealment is a bit worse than even the Moscow. Moscow has like 0.1 kilometer better concealment, and Petro has almost 1 kilometer better concealment than Stalingrad. But still, the HP pool is still some of the highest. I mean, it can definitely have its own place still in 2024. It's still really powerful. I mean, in this case, I'm shooting the HE, and look at the accuracy. 3 guns and did like almost 5k damage. And he will definitely going to kill me. He killed Trump. I mean, it's a vampire too. He does have a lot of TPM, but we won the game. And we got a Kraken, and we got 5 kills. So, I mean, you can clearly see that what I'm talking about. The Stalingrad is having still some meaningful game and impact in the game. I just able to do that because your positioning is matter. Like, your positioning does matter, right? I got 9 citadel hits, 204k damage, 5 kills. So this is entirely possible. Maybe in Petro, but Stalingrad will do it a lot much more harder in Stalingrad. But tankiness, maybe it's definitely not going to be very close to Petro. But still, even in 2024, this gameplay does show that it still have a place. And I would say maybe look forward to the Stalingrad if you are looking to play it in a kiting position that I have done in this game. The spam of Libertad is insane. And with that said, you have to play it very, very much safely. Never get into this Libertad secondary range, and you can just even bully Libertads with that insane guns that you still have. 2.65 Sigma and Battlecruiser Dispersion is amazing still in 2024. I hope you guys like the replay. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And I will catch you guys into the next one. Peace out.